this is Graham Wilson as a Collector 75. Welcome back to my Transformers Marvel G1 Comics review, part 20, I believe. And so we start here at issue 182, 10th of September 1988, still at 35 pence. We have a great cover here. I love this cover with the Quintessons holding Cybertron, just saying ours. And then we also have Winner Bike with Kellogg's Frosties. Right, so we go into it, and obviously now we have basically what's happening to Quintessa, or is it? I think is that the planet's Quintesson, whatever the name of their planet is. It's dying, and which they now know is a fault of a rift in time and space. So leading the Quintessons to try and find another planet. Now here's the canister of said worlds, and now from last week, yeah, well, I suppose it was back then, Wreck-Gar was being tortured by that guy. He's now trying to escape from the planet of the Quintessons to go and tell everybody about it. As you can see here, he's been sort of like chased there by the Sharkticons, but he does manage to fight his way out, throws someone into the Sharkticons, and does sort of get away. But it looks like here he's about to be eaten by the Sharkticons. And now the Quintessons here at this last panel have jumped out of hyperspace or something, and they're gonna in 26 Breams they will hit Autobot City Earth because they're doing like a two-pronged attack. Now we have how to win this bike with Frosties. I think you have to design your own bike, a bit like that one. That was a bit weird. I wouldn't buy that. We've got Comet Colin now, full page. That would be pretty good. And more Grim Grams. Oh, wow, Comet Colin's a big one. Jesus, that was a whole issue. What was happening there? I suppose they didn't have nothing to go while they were waiting for Visionaries. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there, but there we go. Right, let's have that. Right, so we move on to issue 183, a new look issue, which I absolutely hated the new look, and it did go back to the originally old look at some point in the future. Right, so now it's Transformers and Visionaries, obviously trying to capture Visionary fans into buying the comic as well. And this, oh, I hate this transformation page. I thought it looked awful, didn't like it, hated it. Still, there we go. And now we have Autobot City Earth with Marcy. She's deserted her post. The Quintessons have been waiting for her to do that. I don't know, ask me why. But now they're going to attack because they've got no one looking out. Don't know what all their scanners are for then, but there we go. And so they basically hit the Autobot City Earth, trying to take it over before he can activate its transformation. This guy here, can't remember what his name is, but he's got plans of his own for Hot Rod or Rodimus Prime. Wreck-Gar here still manages to get away from all these Sharkticons thanks to Wheelie. Yeah, good old Wheelie. We all love Wheelie, don't we, eh? And then obviously now she comes back, also her name, RC, realises that because of her, that she wasn't on watch, Autobot City's been decimated. Like I said, what are their bloody scanners for then? But still, there we go. I mean, I'm assuming that. It's been a while since I read this story, but there we go. But what's his face been waiting for it? Bangs her, shoots her in the chest. Yeah, they're waiting for Rodimus Prime to come to her rescue. There we go, and then we got the Wind of Change. This is the last what happens to Grimlock before it changes over to Dread Tidings. And then we got Visionaries, a story so far, because obviously maybe if there was a Visionaries comic, it's folded by now. And so now it's continuing in the backup story for Transformers. So there we go, an advert for Dread Tidings there. Moving on to issue 184. Rodimus Prime really doesn't know what the hell's happening. Space Pirates Part 3. Where is Wreck-Gar? No one knows. So he decides to go off to Autobot City and find out for himself, just as the Decepticons, for some reason, decide to launch an attack on someone or something. I can't remember exactly what happens, but I know they get ambushed. As it all plays out. Something. Anyway, Wreck-Gar's managed to escape from the Quintessons. Blah 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 blah. Terrible artwork there. I bloody hate Wheelie. Here we go. Now he's found out that all the Autobots have been hung off the side of Autobot City for everyone to see. Rodimus doesn't like that. And so we have the first Dread Tidings. And you can win 15 Optimus Prime Power Master toys to be won. Free. Yeah. And then next week, Trapped with more Combat Colin. A nice advert for Action Force, the movie. Moving on to issue 185. No Way Out for Soundwave, who now seems to be leading the Decepticons, because I suppose everyone else either in another time zone or just dead. So they've all gone out here, a couple of them anyway, and they're all going to attack. But now they've been ambushed by the Quintessons, and they know that by the time that anybody comes to their rescue, they'll all be dead. So what do they do now then? Soundwave does come up with a plan, which I'm going to tell you a bit later on. Anyway, so here we go. So, blah, 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 what's happening now? Not much, really. Oh, he sent a distress call to the Autobots for them to come and help them. Hopefully, the Autobots will come and rescue them, because they know it's in their own interest to rescue them. So here we have Rodimus Prime saying, who could have done this? Blah, 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 blah. They go and try and free all their things. And then he's seen the deactivated RC. And now he's going to use the Matrix to revive her, because he really likes RC. And he knows he revives her, but this guy knows exactly what he's doing. He knocks the Matrix out of his hands, drags it away from Rodimus Prime, and because he's not within a certain distance of it, he reverts back to being Hot Rod, not as powerful. So what's going to happen next week? Now you can win Trypticon toys. That would have been cool if I could have won that when I was a kid. I'm pretty certain I probably entered that, because I always wanted a Trypticon. Dread Tidings, we've got Visionaries. No interest in Visionaries. I could not work it out, to be honest. I think I watched the cartoon once, and I think I noticed that one of the guys was Starscream out of Transformers, but that was about as interested as I got in it. Yeah, should have put more Dungeons and Dragons on that. That was a good cartoon. That was. Anyway, here we go. Transformers and Visionaries. We now have The Awakening. This was quite a cool. Oh no, I think it's next week's episode, because obviously I think this guy just comes out at the start. So now we have Hot Rod and RC on the run. More great Lee Sullivan artwork here from everybody. They're just running from the Quintessons all round Autobot City, with the Quintessons trying to capture them, basically. Meanwhile, they go and free some of Blaster's tapes out of Blaster. The Autobots eventually come to the aid of the Decepticons, even though they didn't realise it was the Decepticons. But they attack, they join forces, they defeat them. Wreck-Gar's managed to send this canister and all its contents to everybody in the universe, that everybody hates the Quintessons now. And Rodimus managed to get to the control room to free Metroplex, who's been hiding under Autobot City. And we have the first and only, probably, well, back in the day anyway, Generation 1 Metroplex appearance, which is pretty cool. I did like that. And I did like the next issue. Right, yeah, so my camera decided to end and I didn't even know it had ended, so I carried on, not realising it wasn't recording, so that was always good, but luckily I hadn't got too far. So anyway, so we got more Dread Tidings, more Visionaries, and yeah, here we go. More Classifieds. Don't usually use Classifieds anymore, not with the internet. And more Combat Colin. I did like Semi-Automatic Steve, he was good. And more adverts there for some Transformers videos. Don't usually watch videos anymore. And then we come to issue number 187. Free Action Force stickers inside. They definitely have long since gone. And we got Matrix Master. And Lee Sullivan, some artwork here on Metroplex, as he just does what he does best, old Metroplex. He decimates everybody. I love that. Just this one, he flattens all these Sharkticons, takes them down here, treads on them, blasts them out of the sky. Great, I love it. And now, obviously, we have the Autobots and Decepticons on Cybertron, who have teamed up. And basically, that was it. The Quintesson threatens Cybertron is over. Wreck-Gar beams all the information about what the Quintessons have been up to of everybody else's planets. So everybody hates the Quintessons. And now we're left with this. I can't remember his name. It's like stupid, like Gyric or something like that. I can't remember. But he's using the Matrix now to bolster his power, which is a bit strange because no one else has ever managed to do that just on their own, because the only other time we did that was during the Matrix quest when the Matrix turned evil. But he's managed to bend it to his will, so maybe he knows something that everybody else doesn't. I don't know, but he's managed it. Still, there we go. Or maybe it was because this is the future and that's happened in the past. Maybe it's always a strange kink in the Matrix now. Who knows? But they never explained that one. Anyway. Right, so he's using the Matrix, but he does rip it off him in the end, and he becomes Rodimus again, throws him off the thing, down to his death. And now he takes into account what's happened here. And now we have Back in the Future. And this is another thing that leads into Time Wars. Quintessa is destroyed. And it says, months from now, Autobot scientists will discover that Quintesson's accelerated death was the result of a rapidly expanding rift in the very fabric of time and space. By then, it will be too late. So they know that something is coming. It's pretty cool. Anyway, more Dread Tidings. Now, the paper quality does seem to have taken a turn for the worst in this. It's like feels thicker and not as glossy. And I don't know, it's a bit just a shame that this is now when the comic was on the decline. Sales must have been falling, so obviously they were looking to cut costs and everything like that, which is a real shame. But there we go, that's what happens, that's life. And here we go, so we've got more comic comment in the next issue, and an advert for Headmasters, which, well, you know, still going, pumping out their adverts for Headmasters. Now we're going on to, now this one is, it's hard to explain. You probably can't tell on video, but it's not a glossy paper. It's really weird how it just went funny. But you can get a free can of Tango. Always good. And now we have just a couple of Autobots here, and then you get this guy Firebug from somewhere. I think his whole planet was decimated, but he can't help but start fires. And we've got these three Autobots. I can't remember where they're from. Don't ask me. I lose track of certain Autobots, but they do in later issues create like Earth Force and some other things and survivors and stuff. Cannot remember where they've come from. Sorry about that. Anyway, right, so now they've been tracking this Firebug. They go to sort of like a human place where he's been causing things. They're trying to take him down. Eventually they realise what he is, and he's the last of his race. So they send him in a shuttlecraft to Mercury, I believe, where it's really hot and he loves it. He can't get enough of all the fire and everything. And then we got more Dread Tidings. Now they do like a checklist of all the different comics out that week. We've got Transformers 188, Alf, Doctor Who Magazine, Thundercats, the Marvel Bumper Comic, and the Real Ghostbusters. And your free can of Tango worth up to 30 pence. That's how much a can of Tango was back then. I think nowadays about, well, it depends where you go. It could be about 80p, it could be bloody anything. Anyway, we've got Visionaries. What's on the back here? We've got Alf. Jesus. And then the last issue that we're going to do in this part, number 20, is quite a cool little one. This is the return of Megatron. And some great, actually not bad by Jeff Anderson. Never been too keen on his artwork, but this is a good one. This is where Shockwave now is about to send Megatron after Galvatron, but this is called Dry Run. So he takes him down, punch there, kicks him there, blasts him, kills him. Then obviously you realise it's just a facsimile construct. And Shockwave is just preparing Megatron to face Galvatron. But we have here Cyclonus and Scourge after that last tussle with the Wreckers and Galvatron. They've come looking to seek solace and protection from him with Shockwave. Don't ask me why. But here we have now that he lets slip that in the future they kill Shockwave. During, I can't remember what was it? Oh my god, can't remember the name of those storylines. That was issue 150. That storyline there. Shouldn't have told him that. Now he realises to basically survive in the future, he's going to have to kill Cyclonus and Scourge. Though obviously after the fact is a bit late. But there we go. Syllabus, I suppose, being confronted with the fact that he's going to die. Maybe did confound his logic circuits for a moment. I don't know. But then he just sends Megatron in to deal with them, which is always very, very cool. And now this is a key moment in the storyline so far. So here we have Megatron going up against them, and he takes Scourge out no problem. And then he grabs Cyclonus by the neck. And I love how Cyclonus blasts him with his Target Master gun. And then Megatron just casually rips it out of his hand and then crushes it. I like killing Nightstick. I love that. That is good. That is proper good comics. I love that about British comics. They just kill people willy-nilly. I didn't care. And now Scourge is going to use Fracas on full power to try and kill Megatron, but you realise if he kills Megatron now, he may never cease to exist, because obviously in the future Megatron's going to become Galvatron, and only by then does he become Scourge. Can't take the risk, so he just goes and leaves Cyclonus to his fate, and Megatron just rips his head clean off, killing him. And now it says, Cyclonus doesn't even get a chance to scream. Instead, 20 years in the future, the heavens scream in his stead. It has begun. Now, obviously, Cyclonus dying 20 years before he has even been created is a major, major paradox for the universe to get round, and so it can't. That's why the rift is coming. And so then we're just confronted with this last epilogue page here. This is where he then sends Megatron to find Galvatron, and it's considered in this year's Transformers Annual. On sale now, so I'll probably do that one next. First time next issue on part 21. So we have more Dread Tidings. What else we got? We've got you can win 10 Panasonic clock radios to be won. More Visionaries, and next week, if I can fit it in before my timer ends, which is the MonsterCon from Mars. Can't wait. Right, it's been Graham, the Click 75. See you next time. Bye now.